anyway, we are here with none other than Mr. Jimmy White, who has got a big program going on this week, normally every week that this time of year. Jimmy, how you doing?
Doing fine. Good to be here.
Okay, Jimmy, Monday started your day. Tell us about it. Jimmy is with the Elbert County uh, Museum uh, right here on
Jim Reed.
Jim Reed Museum on the
Yeah.
square. And Jimmy, tell us something about the activities this weekend.
Well, we started out, this is Kwanzaa from December 26th through January 1st. And we had our first celebration of Kwanzaa at the museum, where we celebrated the Swahili word umoja, which means unity. And with us on that night, we had Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, uh, Emily and Lance, who are wonderful drummers. They gave us a very um, beautiful and wonderful drumming session and kind of helped us with our Kwanzaa principles. There are 7 principles, and Umoja is the first one, unity. And we had a session on last night when we, at White's Chapel, by the way, my church, when we celebrated the second night of Kwanzaa, which was Kuji Chagulia, which means self-determination, define to define ourselves, our names, um, and speak for others. And today, the third day of Kwanzaa, we're going to celebrate Ujima, collective work and responsibility, meaning to build and maintain our community together. So these are the 3 principles of Kwanzaa uh, celebration so far, and we will go to January 1, and that will be the last day of Kwanzaa, and we're so happy and blessed to be in the presence of the Thompsons again, whom I know you want to talk to and not listen to me all morning.
I don't want to listen to you all morning, but I do want to say this. I presume that came to the first concert you ever had in this county, and it seemed like a secret. Nobody knew about it. We talked about it, but nobody was interested. And it's we're just so proud of you
Thank you.
being the person that brought it to Albertson.
Mm.
The big cities been having it all the time, and
Right.
we just getting on to it. And we thank you for what you have done.
Oh,
For,
Shay.
the museum, Jim Reed Museum, bringing Jim Reed Museum to Albertson, putting it in the old jail, fixed it up, and got it looking beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're just so proud of you.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yes.
And on the first of all, the young people that sing Lance and Cindy,
Emily.
Emily.
Yeah.
And Lance have moved to Elberton. Tell us about y'all's move. Good morning to y'all.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Thanks
Good
for having
morning.
us.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. Yeah, we actually just moved to the Elberton area about 2 months ago. And it was kind of, it was a journey to get here. My mother moved to Elberton first. I've visited the area quite a bit over the years. But she did move to Elberton, and we missed her.
Mm.
So actually, my husband, he had a vision and he wanted to move to Elberton. He thought that this would be a great move for us. We'll be closer to family. He had a vision to share culture, our culture, and everything that we do to the masses. So, like a loving wife, I followed him. And we're here, and we're happy to be here. We're happy to share the gifts that we have and all the knowledge that we've obtained throughout our tenure in Virginia. So we're happy to be residents of Elberton now.
You know, people out there in Radio Land probably don't know what Kwanzaa, who it's represent, what's all it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little about what do what kind of like Africa or what?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little something about that.
Oh.
Well, Kwanzaa was started by Dr. Karenga over in California in the 60s. And Kwanzaa is just a holiday to celebrate, black culture, African American culture, and just to have something of ours that we can celebrate on a yearly basis. Kwanzaa, we try to celebrate or use all the principles of Kwanzaa daily to bring people together, not just black people, but people in general. My favorite day is Umoja, the first day, and that means unity, bringing everything together, especially amongst African Americans, because over the years it seems like that's kind of been a struggle on our part. So celebrating Kwanzaa is a reminder of the things that we should do within our own communities, and that will spread out into other communities.
Well, that is great. Now, how did you become involved in Kwanzaa?
I became involved by some of my brothers and sisters. They introduced it to me. I also went to HBCU, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, so I was exposed there as well. And I'm all about learning about myself and learning about where I've come from, and better understand what makes me tick, what my likes, my dislikes, and my natural abilities. And Kwanzaa is a tool that showed me some characteristics that I saw within myself. I saw a need in the community, and it just drew me to the celebration.
Okay. What university you say you went to?
University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, we got just about 15 minutes to get on with ours. The living rooms of the homes in Elbert County better be solved today because you do some great drumming.
Oh,
thank you
awesome.
very
Thank
much.
You know,
you.
I haven't heard any of that drumming. I thought it was drumming. My grandson used to come home and we could hear it from the highway. How that's carved it. Boom, 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 boom. And I said, well, I like that drumming, but it's just too loud.
No.
But we want you to go ahead with your activities that you plan on doing this morning with your drumming.
Okay.
And we're going to turn it over to you.
Good.
Thank you very
Good.
much.
Sounds good. First, I definitely want to give a shout out to our friends and partners, Autumn Pond Edutainment, who's in Virginia, and also the Day Program. We do a lot of work with them. Every year we do Kwanzaa, Harambe for the holidays. Harambe meaning pulling together for the holidays. So we put on a performance every year for Kwanzaa, and it's dance theater. So we get all the children involved, costumes, and we act out stories and drum. And it's really festive, and it's not just for Kwanzaa, but we do it throughout the year just to bring more attention to true African culture, African drumming, and like Lance said, just showing that part of African culture and parts of ourselves. I love to drum. Lance loves the drums. He's been drumming all his life, probably. um, Probably since he was a teeny tiny kid beating inside the sink.
Yes.
So drumming is what he does. This is something that I recently picked up, but I definitely enjoy, and we're excited to share with you what we have. So Kwanzaa is a celebration, and like Jimmy said, it's a 7-day celebration, and it's surrounding 7 principles. And the 7 principles, they they can be a little bit challenging to remember. So we found a great way. Also, giving shout out to Corey from Autumn Pond, Corey, the talented blind guy, who gave us a very cool way to remember these 7 principles throughout Kwanzaa, and we're going to play it for you. Kwanzaa is a holiday. Kwanzaa is an African American holiday. 7 candles, 7 principles, 7 days, all Africa. Yamoja, Kuji Jagalia, take us down the African road. Ujima, Ujama, and Nia, take us down the African road. Kaumba and Imani, take us down the African road. Take us down the African road. Take us down the African road. So that's just a snazzy, jazzy way to remember the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. I mean, we could hit it to you in a little hip hop to bring up your. Come on, Lance, have some fun with me. give us a beat, not too fast. Yeah. I said Kwanzaa is a holiday. Kwanzaa is an African American holiday. 7 candles, 7 principles, 7 days, all Africa. Yamoja, Kuji Jakalia, take us down the African road. Ujima, Ujama, and Nia, take us down the African road. Kaumba and Imani, take us down the African road. Take us down the African road. Take us down the African road. Take us down. Yeah, yeah.
The African
It helps to hear it different ways, you know?
Yeah.
It helps to hear it different ways. We always like to start our anytime we drum, we always like to welcome people, and I always like to say there's different ways that we can welcome you to say hello or welcome in Twi. In a Ghanaian language is to say Akwaba. Everybody say Akwaba.
Aquaba.
Akwaba means welcome or hello. You would respond by saying Madasi. Madasi means thank you. Everybody say Madasi.
Madasi.
Good. And we like to welcome you. We say hi in many different ways. We say hello. We say hola, konnichiwa, bonjour, ni hao. We say hello in many different ways, but a way that Lance and I like to say hello and welcome is with a signature welcome song. It's originated in Liberia, West Africa, and it's called Fumwa. Fumwa meaning give us, Alafia meaning peace, and we end it by saying Ashe, Ashe. Ashe means so it is, so it shall be. So we welcome you, we bring you peace. Ashe, Ashe, we seal it. So it is, so it shall be. So we'll play a little bit for you, if that's okay, Lance.
That's all right with me.
All right, we'll play a little bit with you. All right. hear me out there in the airwaves. Yeah. Good. So we welcome you. We thank you. We welcome you. I'm joined by, again, my husband, my loving, beautiful, handsome husband, Lance, who is playing the Doon Doons. I'll let him talk a little bit more about what he's playing.
Yes, they're called Doon Doons. It's a set of 3 drums. It's like a family of drums. You have the biggest drum called the Doon Doon Ba. That's the father drum. Then you have the Sangbang. That's the middle drum, the mother drum. And you have the Kinkani, the smallest drum. That's the child. And all 3 of these are called Doon Doons.
Doon Doon, yes. It's the family of drums, Doon Doons, and he plays them so so well. And he's actually playing them ballet style. Normally, the Doon Doons are played, one person plays each drum, and there's usually a bell attached to that drum, and they're played sideways. But Lance is playing them ballet style, which means he's playing them all at the same time. So that's talent, babe. I'm bigging you up for that.
I appreciate that, Sarah.
I am playing the djembe. Djembe, that's Djembe. Djembe, a djembe drum. I'm playing a djembe drum, and I also have some kasinka sinks. Kasinka sinks are decoration, but they also make noise. So every time we beat the drum, the kasinka sinks do move, and they make a sound. So together, a djembe along with the Doon Doons create a djembe orchestra. And so that's what we're playing. We're excited to be here. We're excited to share. Drumming is so good for the soul. It's so good for focus. It's so good for healing arts. And that's what we do together. You know, Lance and I, we're Healings and New Beginnings, where we focus on yoga, the arts, and edutainment. Lance, he's humble and he won't tell you, but he is a professional comedian who's been booked by the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. So he's humble, but he won't tell you. He's low key kind of famous.
How long y'all been doing this?
Wow, like I said, Lance.
Well, I've been drumming all my life, from the kitchen sinks, kitchen tables, driving my parents crazy. I really started getting serious probably about 15 years ago, when I started off with the djembe, then moved to the bongos, and Corey Staten from Atun Pond showed me how to play the Doon Doons. Mm-hmm. So the Doon Doons are my new favorite drum that I like to play. I also play congas, and the DMV, we call them congos. I play those as well.
Yep. And I started playing drum, man. Well, my father was a drummer, so it's kind of always been in me. I've always loved percussion. Grew up a lot on funk. Grew up a lot on Sheila E. So she was my idol, kind of playing all those percussionists. But I started seriously drumming with Autumn Pond Edutainment and the Day program in about 2017. Is when we started. When I started, and so it's been a joy and a pleasure since then. Also, I'm a certified yoga and meditation instructor, and so I teach all yoga from kids to chair yoga, older yoga, goodness, and everything in between. And so Lance and I often we do yoga and drums because it's a relaxing, meditative movement. And I know yoga kind of gets the stigma. It's not a religion, you all. It's just yoga means to connect or to yoke. And what you're yoking is your breath and your movement. So we always like to take time to take some deep breaths as we go into our workday, as we go into this new year. It's so important for us to stop, to breathe, and to exhale into the new blessings of the new year or the new blessings of the new day. So again, we're Healings and New Beginnings. We're focusing on yoga, arts, and edutainment. I've been in theater my entire life. I don't think there's a stage I haven't touched. Right. But and that's our goal. We really want to bring in the children of Elberton, the young people, and let's do some dance theater. Let's do some yoga, and let's express ourselves. You know, I always say, I'm not that great at sports, so where are our people, our kids that need an outlet for drumming and for music, and we're here for you, and we're glad to be here in Elberton to share those gifts. And I want to thank and shout out Jimmy and Mrs. White from Jimry African American Museum, because they gave us an opportunity and a platform to join their Kwanzaa program to share these gifts. So thank you so much, Jimmy. You are much appreciated.
Thank
you.
very much, Mr. Jimmy.
Yeah.
I
Glad
will
to
ask
have
you
you.
another question.
Sure.
You being American, you learned all of this. What focused you on learning all this?
Well, like I said, just so we can learn more about ourselves. Like, the more you learn about yourself, the more you can better operate within the community. Yes, I'm an advocate of self-knowledge. You should start with self. Everything should start with self. You should first love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you possibly love anyone else effectively?
Yeah.
So it always starts with self. So whatever it is that's dealing with African, because I know I have African DNA, so Africa is a good place to start, especially West Africa. I tie into the Yoruba culture. I love of West Africa because it feels natural once I started learning the different cultures, the different events and things of that nature. And Kwanzaa over here in America is a great way to start to tie back in to oneself.
Yeah.
So it's exciting times, and Spirit led us down here to Elberton because I think it's needed, and we're here to facilitate, learning more about yourselves and growing together and healing, and just raising our vibration with these drums. Drums is a very great tool to raise one's vibrations, and it actually attracts what you want to bring about. Bring about love, joy, unity, all the principles of Kwanzaa, especially Umoja with unity, and that's our motivation is mainly healing, learning oneself, and just working together.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just honored to have the opportunity to meet y'all,
We're
because
honored
I
to
heard
be
y'all first two nights y'all perform. You did a wonderful job, and
Thank
I
you.
thought coming to the
Awesome.
radio station
Thank
would
you.
be the best thing to let the other part of the community
Yes.
listen to you.
And
Thank you.
we are so appreciative of that. Thank you for seeing in us, some true gifts, and thank you for willing to share that across the station to the beautiful folks of Elberton. So, thank you. Yeah,
Yes, thank you very much.
yeah, we're glad to be here.
And we want to thank Jimmy White, because
Absolutely.
Can I say something before we get off?
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to express our gratitude to Lance and Emily, and we're so fortunate. We didn't know what to expect because we hadn't had the time to, meet and greet and so forth with them, but it was so wonderful. I mean, it was inspirational, and as I said, we're just fortunate to have had them participate, and we hope that this is something that will continue in the future. And Lance, by the way, I'm an HBCU graduate also,
All right now.
Albany State University down in
Yeah.
Albany, Georgia.
All right.
And I want to add to just a little bit to when Dr. Karenga started Kwanzaa. It was in the 60s, 1966, and it was a time when there was unrest, and there were a lot of riots all over, but especially in California, where he was at one of the universities. He was a professor out there. So I just wanted to, and he felt there was a need. He also felt, rather, there was a need to kind of bring together people, African Americans, and during this time of unrest, and as I said, the riots were, because of riots for equality, I like to say, during the time. So I just wanted to add that to our and your listening radio other people out there. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to again express my thanks to the Thompsons, and thank you so much.
Yes,
I would
wow,
ask
thank you.
Emily them another. Y'all, where are y'all from? Y'all moved to Alberton,
Mhm.
but you're from Virginia, right?
Well, actually, I'm from Virginia. I'm originally from South Norfolk, Virginia, Lance.
Yes, I'm originally from Lexington Park, Maryland.
So yeah, we're kind of in that DMV area. We'll claim DMV.
Yes.
We're in that DMV area.
Well, how did y'all meet?
Wow, that's a beautiful story. I'm so glad that you asked that.
Wow.
You know, I love to tell this story. Actually, Lance and I met in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's very funny how we met. And it's somebody said, and the beat goes on. And back in 2010, 2010, he lived in Atlanta. I didn't know him. I lived in Atlanta as well. And I used to love going to the Chattahoochee River, which is right close to, what is that? Smyrna Vinings. And I love going to the Chattahoochee River. And one day I went to the Chattahoochee River with my friend. And from a distance, I could hear drumming, something very tribal, and I was just very curious. So I walked down to the inlet where you can see the water, and lo and behold, there was this beautiful black man sitting to the right, drumming his heart away on the on the bongos. And my friend and I, we went over, we sat next to him, and we did some really bad trap remixes to some songs.
2 Chainz was involved.
Yeah, it was very bad. And we never exchanged names or anything during that time. And he drummed, and we danced until the sun went down. And then, as we were about to leave, I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't get your name. My name is Emily." He said, "My name is Lance." And I said, really slick, I go, "So your girlfriend let you, come out here and drum all by yourself, flirting?" And then he hard paused at me, stared me in the eyes. He said, "My wife." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus." He was married at the time. And we never spoke. We exchanged Facebooks because he was a comedian, but we never spoke, and we never saw each other in Atlanta for the next 9 years that we lived there. Right. It wasn't until 2019 when he was divorced, and at that time I had been married and divorced, and he had came to Virginia to go to Virginia Beach, and he hit me up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this guy from the river. Why not hang out with him?" And sparks just flew from there, and the rest is history, and the beat goes on. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful beat.
Yeah.
We're just so happy to have y'all here today,
Yeah.
and thank y'all for coming by.
Thank you.
Getting up early this morning.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Before we go, though, I do want to give a great shout out to our different organizations. Lance is a part of
Groove Fi Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated. We were founded at Morgan State College at the time in 1962. Yes, we are an organization that focuses on community, bringing brotherhood together within the community, and just healing and serving our community.
Yeah, and through Lance, joined the sisterhood organization Swing Fi Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated, which is the sister organization of Groove Fi Groove, where we focus on community works. We were founded in 1969 as a helper, because you always need a help meet. Yes. As the helper to Groove Fi Groove at Winston-Salem State University in Winston-Salem State, North Carolina. And so we're happy to be here to represent them as well in our community efforts and our community works, and reach brothers and sisters all over, and to really to lend that community hand to Elberton. So we're here. We thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. It's never too early. If you want to invite us back, we're here.
All right. This is the first time I ever done this show. Stan, the man who is out today, normally does it.
Okay.
And I do the gospel. And but this has been a wonderful opportunity to meet y'all. Well, I already had met y'all, but to hear y'all perform one more time.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yes.
you very much for
absolutely.
having
And
John,
yeah.
if I may, could I shout out one last thing
Go
for the
ahead.
museum?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
We will just as a reminder, actually, we'll have our membership breakfast on Saturday, January 27th, 2024, at 10 a.m. and we'll start out at the museum for just a little conversation and get together, and then we'll go to the government complex at 11 o'clock for brunch. So we're inviting
Nice.
everybody out to. This is one way of. We don't really do fundraising that much, but this is a fundraiser in order to keep the museum going. And again, that's Saturday, January 27th, 10 a.m. at the museum and the government complex. Thank you.
You know, I hope and pray that the community would support the
Absolutely.
museum a lot more than they are, because this has been a struggle to get it this far. And Jimmy has worked, him and his wife Arlen, and they have done a great job. And we must keep it going, and we
Yes.
must do what we need to do.
Absolutely support. January 27th.
January 27th.
27th at
Yes.
10
And I know with y'all already in Alberton,
Yeah.
y'all will be there with the drum.
Yeah, we can. We're actually gonna, if you invite us, Jimmy, we love to be.
You're
there as
invited
well. Oh,
already.
absolutely! Yay! We'll also be drumming at the opening of my mother, who moved here. She owns a food truck, the Mama D's Nitty Gritty Bowl. And so you may see her truck through the city. But she's also opening up a brick and mortar on McIntosh Street, right off the square. So once she does her grand opening, which is tentative January 4th, but we'll see. You'll definitely hear some drums in the square.
What is going to be the menu?
Oh, it's vast. I couldn't tell you.
It's kind of Cajun soul food, as she would
Where,
describe it.
what building is this going to be?
This is going to be
12 North McIntosh Street. That's
Okay.
right off the square.
right off the square. So,
so-
you'll
so-
hear drums in the square for that.
I hear you. Okay.
We'll bring everybody together in the square.
Well,
for
I've been
that.
knowing them for a while, and they are wonderful
Awesome.
people, and so I presume that
Yeah.
y'all can't be no less than wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
they say the oil runs down, and I'll take it.
Yes.
Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to get back to our regular schedule, and we want to thank Farm
Thank you.
Bureau again for this
Thank
opportunity
you, Farm
to,
Bureau.
and my first opportunity.
Yes, you did so
and
well.
and I really appreciate it. So we're gonna go back to our regular assignment, and we hope that y'all won't have not good luck, but be
Great
blessed.
blessings. Yes,
Yeah.
and we end by singing deuces.
Ashe.